So for my creative presentation, I will be talking about Oeidipus the king. I'm going to tell you exactly why I think he acts the way he acts. So, Oedipus was a man of swift and great action. He was a great ruler, and he always tended to his people's needs. So, why I think he did that was because this story was all about fate and how he tried to escape the fate that happened with him and his family. So the story starts off with him solving the riddle from the Sphinx and how fate is doomed him to kill his father and marry his mother. And he doesn't know that at first, but then he figures it out and he tries everything in his power to stop that. But in the end, fate still ends up winning because he still ends up killing his father no matter what, and he still ends up marrying his mother no matter what. And a lot of us thought, like, could he have done anything to make fate not win? Well, he tried to, and he didn't succeed, so therefore he didn't succeed in having a fate and him winning over fate. But some of the examples that made, some of the things that I want to talk about that made him a man of swift action and great insight was whenever his people needed, so for an example for great insight, whenever his people needed help, he'd always tend to those people's needs and always tend to the people's actions. For another example of his swift action, at the opening, we see qualities that make him a ruler who's great, and when the citizens of Thebes ask him to do something, he does it. For example, they asked him about the plague, and he took care of it. He sent Creon to the oracle for advice, and he took care of it. Another example of his swift action, which is not always great action, is when he was traveling the crossroads and he got the band of travelers tried to have him move. They had him he killed them all. Now, that was swift action, but it was an example of great swift action. So I always think that, like, he wanted to prove his might and his power of king, that he had to show everyone how he truly is. So that's why I think he killed the people. But I also think that fate had something to do with it, because in this story, fate always had something to do with everything. But another example or quality that made him excellent would have to be he was really confident, and he was always really confident, and he always had good reason to be confident. I mean, for an example, I mean, he solved the riddle of the Sphinx and became king all in about one night. I mean, one night was pretty good for becoming king. And he continued to be very confident and swift and have great insight and bravery all throughout the whole play. There were just many instances where he decided to do that, and he was just really good at doing that. He was always in motion, I think he was always in motion and constantly trying to keep pace with his fate. Even if it went, like, beyond his reach, he still tried to do whatever he could to stop the fate, but he didn't. So those are some of the reasons why I think he acted the way he acted and the way he acted. Like, he was king and he was ruler, and he was the most powerful man in Thebes, and there was no way that he could escape his fate. So for my props, like, I don't really have any props because I didn't have a crown, so I was going to use crown for a prop. But Oedipus was king, and he took care of the people. I think he was a good ruler, in my opinion. Other than killing the band of the people, I believe that he was a good ruler and he took care of his people, and that he was very, very good at what he did. He was brave and confident, and those are qualities that you need in a ruler. So he acted brave throughout this whole story. He acted confident. I think that the play kind of speaks for itself on why he acted the way he acted and how he approached it. I mean, I think that he was a good ruler, and that is who I did my summary on, Oeidipus the King.